Hello and welcome to the workshop on what is an extremely cold Monday evening. Now, I have been extremely busy in the workshop this week. I've been sorting out the bandsaw, I've been making Christmas decorations, as well as lots of other things. So let's get going with this workshop vlog. So it's this time of year when I'll be making lots and lots of Christmas presents. So this year I've decided to go with Christmas tree decorations, because I think it's a really good skill builder and it's also something quite nice to receive as a gift in my opinion. I will be of course adding little hanging bits so you can hang them off of a Christmas tree. So here's a look at the wild mango one. We've got beech, oak, some more oak, some ash. I've got a mixture of everything. I've got a bit of wild mango, ash, oak, babinga, zebrano, a bit of poplar, a bit of purple heart, and is that it? A bit of panga that I still need to turn, and that's about it. So these Christmas decorations can now be done in about 15 minutes each one, which is obviously pretty quick. I'm really working on refining my technique with them, and this this roughing gouge that I got from those set of tools has been an absolutely fantastic help making these Christmas decorations. Without this, it would probably take me double the time. So this is just a really heavy duty roughing gouge that I really like to use when roughing out my square stock. It's really quick to use, and I don't know what brand this is, but it's really sharp and it's a really nice tool to use. So moving on to things like the bandsaw. So I bought a couple of things to help me upgrade the bandsaw, and I'll start with the Bandsaw Body. So if you don't know, the Bandsaw Body is a tool that helps you align your bandsaw blade to the fence of your bandsaw. Now I will be upgrading the fence on my bandsaw hopefully by next year, but for now I'll be making do with the small one that's already on it. But I think a Bandsaw Buddy will be a great help in the workshop on my bandsaw, and it's also really useful for marking out bowl blanks because you have these little holes here. It's got nice magnets, it's got a little gauge here for the thickness, and it's also got some other bits and bobs. I think it's got, what else has it got? It's got something. Yeah, the diameters of the bowl blanks and obviously aligning it to the fence of your bandsaw. Now, unfortunately, my bandsaw isn't actually magnetic, so I can't actually put this onto the bandsaw if I try and show you. This is not actually magnetic, so unfortunately I can't actually stick this to the side of my bandsaw, which brings me on to my next point. Now, the table that this bandsaw is on is a great little table. It's sort of like a little side table. I'll put a picture to the side of me now. However, this doesn't particularly work for all of my needs. It's a bit of a waste of space in terms of all of that underneath space. The actual construction of it is great. It's got little holes for the dust extraction stuff. It's made of a really thick construction of wood. So it's actually a really great table. However, the use of it isn't great for me because obviously you waste all that underneath space. So what I'm going to be doing with that is I'm going to be adding cupboards to it. And these cupboards will really allow me to fine tune my bandsaw because I can have all the things I want underneath it. So things like the bandsaw body, spare parts for the bandsaw blades, bandsaw accessories, whatever else I decide to put there, spare blades, bits and bobs like that. Maybe some dust extraction stuff, electrics, whatever. All the bandsaw accessories and machine wax, cloths to clean it and stuff, goggles for when I'm using the bandsaw, ear defenders, all of that kind of stuff can be stored in a cupboard. So that cupboard will purely be used for bandsaw accessories and sort of my UJK things, so stuff like this bandsaw body and the other tool which I have bought. Now this is a little bit of a novelty, I guess, but it is also a really useful tool. It is in a nice bright orange colour, which is always nice, and essentially what this is a level box. So I don't know how well you can see that, but if I try and focus the camera behind it, essentially this tells you the level of your table. So essentially it's got some magnets on the bottom so you can clamp it to your platform, I guess, whatever you're using it on. I've been really working on cleaning this up, getting it all nice and polished, because I really want this bandsaw to look as good as it can, and I think it's a really worthwhile thing, polishing your bandsaw table, because it will help wood slide across it and it will make it a lot easier. But as you can see, this is looking really nice and shiny now, and it's really smooth to the touch. I'll be cleaning up these side bits for the fence, but these will probably be unscrewed off of here, and a new bandsaw table. Bandsaw fence will be fitted at some stage to the bandsaw. So in terms of the bandsaw, that's pretty much it for this week. I did also order a blade for it, which I'll quickly show you now. Now, I've been practicing how to fold these bandsaw blades, because took me ages to work out how to do it, so I had to have a look at YouTube, and eventually I worked it out, obviously with the help of a YouTube video. But now I can simply fold these bandsaw blades up like this. This is the 3/8 inch bandsaw blade, which I'm not sure what the TPI on this was, but if you can see, it's very rusty, and it's not really that safe to have on a bandsaw because I don't know how much it was used, this blade. I don't know the condition of it particularly. I don't know what stress it's been through. I don't know what it's been cutting. So I won't actually be using that on my bandsaw. So I have upgraded it to a really, really, really good quality bandsaw blade. This is made by Excalibur, who, if you don't know, are one of Axman's brands. They're a fantastic brand that make really, really sharp blades. So yeah, I bought this bandsaw blade. It's a 1/4 inch 6 TPI bandsaw blade. And this is going to be fitted onto the bandsaw once I get around to repairing a couple of parts on the bandsaw. So the bit that I need to repair is the blade guide. Now this is meant to hold your blade in, but I don't know how well you can see, but it's actually cracked here. So this needs a new bandsaw guide part. Now they're not very expensive, they're about £10 off of a bandsaw spare part website. So I'm going to be ordering that tonight along with a couple of other bits and bobs for the workshop. Not the end of the world, and it wasn't broken before I got the bandsaw. It was broken by myself when I was trying to take the screw out. The brittleness of the metal, because clearly this is about 40 years old, this bandsaw, it was very brittle. One turn on the Allen key with little to no pressure and it just snapped. So not the end of the world, just need to get a new one. And I'm also going to get a nice Allen key to go with this bandsaw that I can just have for the bandsaw, so it's all in its little cupboard. I know it's not a necessity, but I think it'd be quite nice to have a couple of tools that go with the bandsaw. So essentially, yes, I have a new bandsaw blade, which is a 6 TPI 1/4 inch blade. I'm hoping the lighting's not too bad. At the moment, I've tried moving the camera a little bit, so I'm now facing the garage door and the wall where my first aid kit is and all the wood along there. Now, as I said, it's a very, very cold Monday evening out here. I have got the heater on, not at the moment because I'm filming this, but it's incredibly cold out here. I'm just trying to get a bit of work done on the Christmas decorations and things like that. And in terms of other bits and bobs in the workshop, I haven't done much else, surprisingly. I am building this bandsaw cart table, or whatever you want to call it, and unfortunately my Makita drill ran out of charge halfway through it, and I didn't want to have to charge it halfway through a project, so I decided to use my vintage 1980s drill. Now, this drill is quite old. I bought it because I was originally going to have a drill-powered lathe, but surprisingly this is actually quite a powerful drill. And yes, it might look very old and a bit battered and a bit worse for wear, but it's actually a perfectly decent drill, and it still works just as good as I'm sure it did the day it was bought. It works really nicely though. I did give it a bit of a clean up to the best I could, but I really like using this. It's not quite as comfortable or as light as a modern drill, or as easy to use, because obviously you've got to plug it in. But to be honest, I think it works really nicely, and I will from time to time still use this on projects. I bought it, as I said, because I thought I was going to use it on a lathe, but it's nice to use every now and again. I will try and polish this and do a restoration on it at some stage. So in terms of other bits and bobs in the workshop, on Saturday, which will be the 12th of December, I'm going to be going to Surrey Timbers, and I'm going to go and pick up a load more spindle blanks, not for making Christmas trees, just to replenish my stock. Some bowl blanks. I've only got about 10 bowl blanks here, which sounds like a lot, but it's not really. Obviously, I want to stock up on my offcut stuff. Yeah, I need to build some more organisers, because obviously I got all those lovely tools very kindly, and I need some space to store them all. The workshop's going to be cladded in plywood sometime in the not too distant future. A door is going to be knocked into the house. We're going to have some more fire membrane stuff on the roof, and the garage floor is going to be painted, and is that it? And we're going to have an insulated wall which goes to the back of our lounge to stop any noise, etc. from machinery and things like that. Nothing heavy will particularly go on that wall, because that will be my backdrop for filming. Even though it's got the pipes above it, it works quite nicely for filming because you won't actually see those pipes. And it's a nice flat wall, which is always good for filming behind. I'll quickly show you this bandsaw table, but apart from that, there's not too much else to say. So here's the bandsaw table I'm currently working on. All I've done is I've cut the legs a little bit, and I've screwed these bits of CLS timber onto it. I'm then going to put some sides on it and a cupboard door. It's as simple as that. I'll do a quick video on it, but it won't be a very long video. It'll probably be like 6 or 7 minutes. And it will just basically show you how you can reuse a side table to create a nice bandsaw table. And I'll do my best. I'll add some wheels to it, make it look quite nice, and I might put a sticker wall on it. That's about it though in terms of the bandsaw stuff. Now, last but not least, there is still time to enter my Christmas box making competition. If you're interested in entering that, all you have to do is make a wooden box, any size, any shape, however you want. It doesn't really have to be wood. You can use a CNC, a lathe, routers, laser cutters, literally anything you want. As long as you've made it, then it's fine to be entered. The prize is a £10 Axminster gift card, and the competition closes on the 16th of December, UK midnight. And the giveaway competition even will be announced on the 18th of December. So I really hope you enter that, and it should be a good, fun competition to judge. I've had quite a few entries so far, and they look amazing. I'm really overwhelmed with the amount of entries I've had and how brilliant they are. It's really nice to see people getting involved. So in terms of the workshop for this week, that's about it. I'm going to be doing lots of Christmas projects in the run up to Christmas. I will be posting lots of different Christmas gift ideas. I'll be posting Christmas project ideas, so things like obviously the old chopping boards that everyone seems to make, but I couldn't avoid not making a chopping board. They're great fun to make, and they're a really nice gift idea. I really hope you've enjoyed this workshop vlog. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.